At just 15 years old, Aisha Kamau found herself orphaned and alone in the bustling city of Nairobi. Clad in a simple blue chiton's dress, her only inheritance from her late mother, she wandered the streets in search of a way to survive. The city was unkind to the homeless, but Aisha was determined. With the little money she had, she bought a small basket of mangoes and began selling them at the roadside. Every day, she stood by the busy market entrance, calling out to passers-by. Despite the challenges, she refused to beg. Survival was her only goal. Aisha's hard work began to pay off. She reinvested her earnings and expanded her stock to include bananas and avocados. A kind older woman, Mama Njeri, noticed her determination and offered her a better spot near her own vegetable stall. Mama Njeri, dressed in a green and yellow kanga, saw herself in Aisha and became her mentor. She taught Aisha the importance of bargaining and forming relationships with farmers. With her new skills, Aisha's sales doubled and she began dreaming bigger. By the time Aisha turned 17, she had built a small but loyal customer base. She had learned to dress professionally, wearing a neat white blouse and a wrap skirt, giving her a respectable look. She greeted every customer with warmth, learning their preferences and ensuring they returned. One day, a businessman named Mr. Okoro, originally from Nigeria, noticed her diligence. He advised her on supply chain management and gave her contacts of reliable suppliers. This connection became the turning point in her journey. With the help of Mr. Okoro's contacts, Aisha secured a steady supply of fresh produce at a lower cost. She rented a small wooden stall and painted it bright yellow to attract more customers. Business flourished, and soon she could afford to buy a second stall. She hired a young boy, Otieno, aged 13, to help her with deliveries. Wearing his oversized t-shirt and jeans, Otieno became her trusted assistant. The two worked tirelessly, with Aisha teaching him the skills she had learned from Mama Njeri. Chapter 5. Challenges and rivals. Please write this paragraph again. Not everyone was pleased with Aisha's success. Other vendors, particularly Wanjiku, a woman in her early 30s who had long dominated the market, saw her as a threat. Wanjiku, always dressed in vibrant Ankara fabrics, began spreading rumors that Aisha's produce was substandard. She even tried to bribe suppliers to stop selling to Aisha. But Aisha, refusing to be intimidated, countered these efforts with honesty and resilience. She introduced a customer loyalty program, offered samples, and demonstrated the freshness of her goods. Her commitment to quality and customer satisfaction helped her maintain trust, and her business continued to thrive despite the opposition. Mr. Okoro saw potential in Aisha and encouraged her to think bigger. He invited her to a business seminar where she learned about supply chain logistics and business expansion. Inspired, she wrote her first business plan. She set a goal. Within 5 years, she would own a full-fledged supermarket. She started setting aside a portion of her profits, dreaming of a day when she would no longer have to sell from a roadside stall. The first supermarket at age 20, after years of hard work, Aisha secured a loan from a local businesswomen's association. Dressed in a crisp navy blue suit, she stood before investors and confidently presented her expansion plan. Impressed by her determination, they approved her loan. She rented a small shop space and officially opened Aisha's Fresh Market. The opening day was a success, with customers flocking in to support her. Her dream was becoming a reality. Scaling up with the first store thriving, Aisha focused on expansion. She scouted locations in other neighborhoods and formed partnerships with farmers to secure exclusive deals on fresh produce. She hired more employees, training them in customer service and business ethics. Wearing a well-tailored beige suit, she stood proudly as she cut the ribbon for her second store, marking another milestone. Scaling up with the first store thriving, Aisha focused on expansion. She scouted locations in other neighborhoods and formed partnerships with farmers to secure exclusive deals on fresh produce. She hired more employees, training them in customer service and business ethics. Wearing a well-tailored beige suit, she stood proudly as she cut the ribbon for her second store, marking another milestone. Aisha's success story caught the attention of business forums, and she was invited to speak at an African Women Entrepreneurs Conference in Lagos. Dressed in an elegant red Ankara gown, she inspired young women with her journey. She returned to Nairobi with newfound confidence and a vision for taking her business beyond Kenya. Expanding to Nigeria. With Mr. Okoro's assistance, Aisha expanded into Nigeria, partnering with local farmers and setting up her first store in Lagos. She adapted her business model to suit local consumer preferences and soon saw remarkable success. This move solidified her reputation as a continental entrepreneur. Facing economic hardships. A sudden economic downturn led to inflation and a drop in customer purchasing power. Aisha had to rethink her pricing and sourcing strategies. She introduced budget-friendly product lines and negotiated better deals with suppliers to keep her stores running. Giving back grateful for the help she received along her journey, Aisha established a mentorship program for young women in business. She also funded scholarships for underprivileged children, ensuring they had access to education, something she had once struggled to afford. The Market Queen Empire. By the age of 30, Aisha owned a chain of supermarkets across East and West Africa. She diversified into food processing and launched her brand of organic products. Wearing a regal golden chiton dress at a grand opening, she was now known as the Market Queen. A legacy for the future, Aisha began training her younger siblings and trusted employees to take over leadership roles. She documented her journey in a book titled From Orphan to Market Queen, sharing her lessons with the world. Looking back at her humble beginnings, she knew her mother would be proud. With her empire solidified, she could finally rest, knowing she had created a lasting legacy.